that Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo, it's Finn's Take with CB83A coming to you for another banger. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the supporters in the community. Be sure to punch that like button on your way in. Be sure also to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all you guys do for me, man. Really do. Couldn't do it without you. Shout out to the homie Duke Tomlinson in here first. First and foremost, he says, yo, fins up. Shout out to the homie Duke Tomlinson. Let's crank it for the homie. Let's go. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Duke Tomlinson in the building. Raphael Courtright is number 2. YouTube thumb 2. Let's go. Miami Dolphins. Let's get another big dub this week. Shout out to the homie Raph for coming through and supporting the channel. Let's go, Raph. We going up, my boy. Hey, and I gotta show love to my homie Q, my oos. He says, let's go. Shout out to the homie Q for popping in, supporting the channel. Been a day oneer. All these guys been day oneers, man. Shout out to the homies showing love. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get it cranking in this joint. Let's go. Yes, sir. Hey, and this guy looks new around here. Timothy Washington, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the channel. Fins up, let's go. Hey, he says we winning out. I like it. If you like it, I love it. Hey, I got us winning some games too, man. I ain't worried about it. Show up, show out, get the dubs. Don't tell me about the labor pains. Just show me the damn baby. I don't care about the injuries. I don't care about all that you got going on. Don't tell me about the labor pains. Just show me the damn baby. So hopefully the Miami Dolphins in this stretch can just find a way to will themselves to dubs. Will yourselves to dubs. That's what it's about at this point. Let's go. Shout out. We going up for the homie Timothy Washington. Crank it. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Timothy Washington coming through and supporting the channel. Hey, punch that like button. Let's get to 20 likes right away. Fins up. You already know what time it is. I got some special guests coming on. You already know the homies pulling up on me. Pull up on me. Pull up on me. Shout out to everybody in the chat supporting. Hey, big ups to the Patreon members gang. The captains of the squad are Q and Reggie. The captains donate dollars monthly to support the channel. Also the squad, the Patreon members, these Patreon members here are special to me because they're donating members to the channel. So shout out to Q and Reggie, who are the captains, and then shout out to Irv, William Perry, and Hooked Up Joe, who are the rookies. It's very easy to join the Patreon. There's a free portion of joining the Patreon, and there's also a portion where you can donate and support the channel as well. So all you got to do is click that link. It takes you to the link. You can support either financially or you can just join the Patreon. But be sure to do that. I appreciate the support. I love y'all. It helps the channel grow. It helps me continue to do this. Honestly, I'd like to do this, as a job, but, can't quite get there yet. Can't get there yet. But if I could keep on putting out content consistently, and if I could do this daily, I would do it daily for y'all. I really would. But appreciate the support. We'll get there. We're building brick by brick. I started this channel about a year ago, and we're here. We're 1,000 subscribers in, monetized at one point. Now I just gotta wait through the process and get monetized again, but it's gonna happen. Hey, they can't take what's there for you. Can't take what's there for you. Timothy Washington says Tua gonna ball. I believe it. I believe it. He'll figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way. Salute to the homie Canes in the building. Salute, Canes. Appreciate you coming out. That's the homie for real. Rodney Baker in the building. He said we need this game bad. Yeah. And we don't got to press. Just go out there and play your game, bro. Go out there and play your game and get this dub, man. Shout out to the homie Mountie Fence. Mountie, I got to hit you too, bro. We got a link. We'll definitely do that. Shout out to you. Timothy Washington says, I'm confident our O-line will play better when our backups know that they are starting. They play so much better. The difference is when our starters get hurt during the game. I agree with that. For sure. I think in game it's tough, but I think once they realize, hey, we're not going to have somebody, they adjust and they play well. For sure. Jamie, what's good with you? Jamie Rightheart. What's up? What's going on? We got to go up for these new members. These new members been showing up, man. Showing up and showing out. I appreciate all the new members. Get involved in the chat. Get involved in our little Fins Take with CB83 community. It's a dope little setup we got over here. I appreciate you. We got to go up for you, Jamie. We got to go up for the new ones. Let's go. Yeah, man. Jamie says, CBM, a recent subscriber. I've enjoyed your commentary. I've heard on the roundtable. Hey, appreciate it. I'm just a guy who, played at the collegiate level, coached, and now I just enjoy talking Miami Dolphins. Love breaking it down. Love everything Miami Dolphins, right? That's my squad. That's my team. Been a Dolphins fan since I was yay high because I was born a Dolphins fan. My dad's from Melbourne, Florida, which is kind of closer to South Florida. When he was growing up, the Dolphins were the only team in the NFL. So that's all he knew, right? The only team, not the only team in the NFL, the only team in Florida in the NFL. Let me correct myself. No Bucks, no Jags. So, being a Florida boy, born and raised, he was a Dolphins fan, right? And he instilled that in me and my little brother and, and my little sister. And now my son is a Dolphins fan, and that's how that tree works. That's how that tree of life works. So we all Dolphins fans. I know a lot of you are kind of in those same situations, family members or just loving the colors or loving players on the team. You ended up here. So I appreciate the support. It's welcomed. It is welcomed. New Finland in the building says, keep it about ball and F all the BS. Yes, sir, Fins up. That's all it's about. Ball. And our team ball in, right? We want to see them boys balling. That's what we want to see. We want to see them boys out there cooking, right? We want to see them boys with that confidence saying they got cooked, bro.
He got cooked.
Hey, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
That's what we want, man. We want our boys balling, man. We want to see Tua Leroy. What y'all know about Tua Leroy, man? That's what we want to see. We want to see Tua Leroy.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I am.
Oh, God damn. Let me go, motherfucker. Let me go.
Hey, the homie S. Harris, I saw the notification pop up. The homie S. Harris did just hit the Patreon. Captain Gooch in the building. Hey, we got a new captain in the Patreon. Shout out to S. Harris coming through. Get him, Gooch. Hey, appreciate you, bro. That's love. We got to go up for S. Harris becoming a captain. We got 3 captains now. We got Q, we got Reggie, and we got Captain Gooch S. Harris in the building. Let's go. Shout out to the homie. Let's crank. Hey, yes, sir, man. Hey, I got the best YouTube community in the nation. I got the best, man. We the best.
I'm the best in the nation. Supposed to be #1 right now.
Right now, we the best in the nation. My YouTube community over here, we get it popping over here. Shout out to the homies. Shout out to T Rich in the building. T Rich, what's popping with you? It's gonna be a tough one Sunday. Every NFL game is a tough one. It's a division game. We know it's gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna go out there and handle business because that's what we do. We don't make excuses. We make plays. Don't tell me about the labor pain. Show me the baby. Get your name in the paper. Make plays, get your name in the paper. Anthony, I'm going to get to your question. I promise you. I'm going to get to your question. We're going to talk about it. Anthony Manzano, what's good with you, man? Good to see you. He's always here supporting too, showing love. Shout out to the homie. I even got some people donating via Cash App right now. I appreciate Doc sending that donation via Cash App. That was big time, Doc. I appreciate you. If you guys want to donate through Cash App or Venmo, that's in the description as well. Appreciate y'all. Timothy says Chris Brooks is off of IR. If so, we should rest Devon A-Chain. I don't know, man. Chris Brooks, I want to see him get going. This will be perfect opportunity. Hey, if A-Chain's not up to it, that toe's still hurting. Toes do sit cats down. Hey, Chris Brooks, let's run, baby. If you ready to go, let's go. I mean, because Chris Brooks is a dog. I like him as a running back. I think he runs hard. I think he's what the Miami Dolphins are missing in the backfield, to be completely honest with you. I think he's what they're missing. I think that dude can get it done. Can Chris Brooks come in and help us down the stretch and help us, like, will us to some victories and just run hard and get some tough yardage?
I hope so.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I really do hope so. Like Kodak said, I hope so. Nick's in the building. He says, I think Mike is going to keep trying the pass game and not run the rock. No, let's not say that, Nick. We can't have that, Nick. He's got to get more into the run game. I say the run game because the run game should be setting up the passing game, to be completely honest with you. At this point in the season, set the run the rock hard, set up the play action, and you'll be successful because you can keep those guys, your offensive linemen, heavy on their hands. That means they're doing more run blocking than they're doing pass blocking. When they're heavy on their hands, they're more comfortable. They enjoy run blocking more. So that's what I want to see more. I want to see more of that run game. Use that run to set up that pass. Use that run to set up that pass. CB83, bro, use shaft making dude flinching. Why you flinching, Puto? Who was that? What you talking about, man? What you talking about? Jamie's here. Jamie says, curious what everyone thinks about the $1 million question in my mind, including Tua. Does Mike McDaniel need to give up play calling? It won't happen. Give Mike McDaniel some time, guys. He's a young head coach. He's still figuring it out. Remember, he's a second-year head coach. He's a play caller. It's a lot. He's still figuring it out. Give him time to work through his ups and downs, his adversity, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Give him some time. Give him some time. Give him some time to work through the adversity, for sure. FMP, what's up, CB? Fins up. Hey, FMP's the homie. Hey, FMP's the homie because he shows love everywhere I'm at. Yeah, my boy be on Twitter, retweet my stuff, showing love. That's what y'all gotta follow me on Twitter too. Follow me on Twitter. I post when I'm going live on there. That helps you guys kind of gauge when I'm going live. Shout out to the homie FMP. That's the homie in real life for sure. We up, fins up. Let's go. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, FMP. That's the homie for real. Appreciate. Hey, I see some new people in here. Dolphins 247 with Colin. Fins up, CB83. Do you think if we beat the Jets, we're in the playoffs? Damn right. We the best in the nation, man. Damn right we going to the playoffs. Let's go get this thing.
I'm the best in the nation. I'm supposed to be #1 right now.
Now we supposed to be #1 right now. We're going to get that #1 spot. Damn playoffs. We're going to get that #1 spot. We can knock off the Cowboys. We can knock off the Ravens. We good enough. We can get it done. Don't sleep on us. We battling some injuries for sure, but we gonna figure it out. We definitely gonna figure it out. Timothy says keys to victory: keep to an upright, sack Zach, clean game with no turnovers. I like it. I like it. I like it. If you like it, I love it. Hey, I think we can cook them boys. I think the Jets will be walking off the field saying, I got cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I think the Jets could be walking off saying that because I think we're just that good of a football team. Just come out, play your game. You ain't got to press. Play a clean game. Execute on offense. Execute on defense. Sack Zach. Get some sack fumbles. Get some turnovers and go get the dub. And they cook.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Yeah, Rodney Baker says, run the damn ball. That's the bottom line. Run it. Run it. Run it up. Run it up the gut. Run it outside. Run it inside. Run it everywhere. Be versatile in your run game. Get Chris Brooks involved. Hey, put Chris Brooks in. Let Chris Brooks spin. Let Brooks spin. Put Brooks in and let Brooks spin. Put Brooks in and let Brooks spin, man. He might go in and do a little something, man. Mark Jones in the building. Shout out to the homie. What's up, CB83, my brother? Yes, sir. Shout out to you, man. Let's go ahead and get my guest on. I got the homie in the back chilling. He's one of my favorite guests to have on. Just a guy who knows football, a guy who's played at the highest level, played for the Houston Oilers back in the day, right? Played wide receiver, guy from Florida, HBCU guy. Love the fact that he comes on and has great insight in regards to the game, playing wide receiver in the NFL, played with some legends, the Warren Moon. Come on, man. Who else giving y'all content like that, man? Got the homie Reggie, Doc Reggie Brown in the building. Doc, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling today? It's good to have you on again, man. It really is. Doc, you there? I know you there, Doc. Come on, Doc. You gotta be there, Doc. Doc may not be here. He may be on mute right now. Let's see. Doc, you on mute. He on mute. So we'll keep it going until he gets back. But Doc is in the building. We just wait for him to get back. He's getting situated. Let me send him a text real quick. Hold on real quick. Bro. All right, bet. All right, there. Hey, so what's good with y'all? Hey, let's do this. I'm gonna answer a couple questions. Anthony, hit that question again so I could give me that. Anthony Manzano, give me that question again so we could talk about it. I'm gonna answer some questions in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna answer 10 questions in the chat. I'm gonna answer 10 questions. Each question, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the T-Red says TB cap. That ain't Doc. That is Doc, man. Doc said he was getting situated. I talked to the man before I went on the show. That's hilarious. So ask me some questions real quick. I'm gonna favorite these comments so I can let me favorite that. That one. So we'll answer this one first. Anthony Manzano says, do you think the reason Mike McDaniel is not doing the bootlegs he wants to do with quarterback is because he feels that Tua is limited in terms of his athletic ability to extend plays with the ball? That's a good question. I think early on in the season we were doing a little bit more of that. I think Mike McDaniel is really trying to figure out what's going to work in this offense. And that's the thing, like year one, you're trying to figure out, basically you're trying to see what works. So everything you're throwing out there is just, hey, what works? Year two, you're kind of honing in on what's your bread and butter. But I think like these motions and stuff have kind of switched it up a little bit because he found something that worked and that was kind of taking the league by storm. So he's kind of started leaning towards more of the motions, the exotic motions where Tua is, running at the sideline. Not Tua, but Tyreek is running at the sideline and just takes off. He wasn't doing a lot of that last year. He didn't do a lot of that last year. So I think we need to get back to some of what we were doing last year with the fullbacks and the tight ends and incorporating all of that and getting Tua on the move a little bit. I do like the thought of moving Tua outside the pocket a little bit. I do like the thought of doing that, and I'll get Doc back on. He'll text me when he comes back. I do like the thought of getting Tua outside the pocket a little bit. I think Tua can operate off platform. I think he's done a lot better in that sense, right? I think he's done a lot better in that sense. So Mike McDaniel's got to find a way to use the play action to your advantage. And when you use that play action to your advantage, don't get Tua on these boots where he's like a empty bootleg by itself, where he's got a guy over there, defensive end, he's got to account for. You got to give him some help, run a fullback over that way or a tight end over that way to block one of those guys, and then give him the ability to kind of make a throw on the run. So I don't know. I don't think he thinks Tua is limited. I think he just would rather have Tua in the pocket operating, right? Because you want to protect your quarterback. That's your investment. And when you get him outside that pocket, there's just no telling what could happen. So that's my thoughts there. That's my thoughts there, Anthony. And hopefully that answers your question. Let's see if we got another question. G says Jets defense is more talented than Tennessee. I agree with that. But we'll see how that talent shapes up, right? That Tennessee defense played hard. Talent ain't always it. That's what I want y'all to realize. Talent can play down sometimes, and then that Tennessee defense, it wasn't like super talented, but they just played well. All right, they played well together. They had a good night. They were confident in their ability to stop us, and it happened. Right. So talent isn't always the thing. Right. It's just about the team's will to want to take, to want to lock you up. So talent doesn't scare me. Like, every team is talented in the NFL. It's the NFL, right? Will the talent come to play? Will they say, hey, we're not walking out of here without a dub? I think that's the difference. Dolphins 247 with Colin says, I forgot to say congratulations CB83 on getting the AFC's Roundtable show. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That's big time for me. That's big time for the channel. I've been seeing a lot of support as a result of that. It helps me tremendously. It really does. So I appreciate you guys coming through and checking me out. Fred Dunlap in the building. The homie Fred. Hey, Fred, where you been at, man? Fred's my guy. Shout out to the homie Fred in the building. We got to go up one time for Fred. Let's go, Fred. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Fred in the building. I think my homie Doc is back. Doc, what's good with you? You there?
What's up, bro? Let's go.
Hey, let's get it, Doc. Hey, appreciate you coming through, man. This is the homie Doc Brown, the original, the OG in the community, original gangster. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, today is the last day of school. We got Christmas break, so I'm turned up.
Hey, my dog said he owned it. Went and got him a good meal, some good grub, some good drink. Now you can relax, right?
Let's talk about some Dolphin football. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, hook my man up. Y'all know his content is fire, so take care of my man.
Yes, sir, man. You know how we do over here, Doc. We just bringing them the real, Doc. That's it. That's all we want to do, man. Bring them the real. Shout out to Ryan AP in the building, says, fins up. My man S. Harris says Doc was there with Bubba McDowell and Webster Slaughter.
Yes, sir. The
nasty.
Hey. Yes, I just talked to Bubba a couple of days ago.
For real?
Yeah, he the head coach at Prairie View here in Texas. So that's my main man, my homie from the crib,
Oh, man, that's dope, man. What was it like playing with them boys, man? Hey, I used to be running with y'all boys in Tecmo Bowl, man.
And Bubba was a damn gangster, man. I mean, that dude, was a mass killer. You know what I mean? He get kicked out the NFL today, man.
He ain't no place for him in the new NFL,
huh? Back in the day, they say he knocked the snot out your nose. You know what I mean?
Knock your dick in the dirt, boy.
One of them. And Webster Slaughter, man, was, he was the guy. He was ultra competitive, man. Hands of glue, man. Played in Cleveland for a long time. Came to the run and shoot for a year and excelled, man. Just a great guy too, man. The receivers kind of hang out together, and Webster was a wild boy, man.
Oh, that's dope.
Wild boy.
I mean, what was it like playing? I mean, how do you compare today's NFL to the NFL you played in?
Totally different, man. Totally different. The physicality of the game, the work ethic, all of that. It's just a total different game now. And then not to say better, it's just different. I don't want to disrespect today's guys. I do know that they couldn't hang in my era. No way.
Ooh, say they couldn't hang, huh?
Because to take a kid from this era and take them back to my era, you would be asking them to do things that are foreign to them, like run 50 laps at practice and bear crawl and down up and run across that middle and bull in the ring. You know what I mean?
It was ugly back then.
That's
Hey,
built for that.
hey, but see, that's character building right there, boy. That break you down to build you up. Hey, that's exactly what that was. And man, I played in high school. I came out of high school in 2003. So even when I was coming up, it was like, man, it's so much more different from when I played to where these kids were. Like, I can't do the same things I did in high school. We didn't have, we couldn't put them on a hill, and we couldn't bear crawl them in dirt on dirt hills and do it. Man, we just had it nasty at times, man. You know how it was back then, man.
Hey, man. Coach Rowe punched me in the chest when I looked at him crazy. But I looked at him crazy. The way these youngsters now, they cussing and nothing. Nah.
It's a different day, Doc. It's a different day, and I don't know if it's not even just football. It's everywhere.
Society as a whole.
It's society as a whole. So society is transforming, and I don't put it just on the game of football. I think that's just the way. Yeah. That's the nature. That's the nature of the game right now. That's the nature of society. So that's what you're dealing with, man. But I think that's a good topic to transition into. I think I wanted to touch on this because Cam Newton came out and said that the guys Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa are game managers. They're not game changers, game elevators. Do you think you could win with a guy like Tua Tagovailoa as a game manager, or do you think he's a game manager? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the reality of it is most quarterbacks are game managers until they become game changers. And Tua down this stretch is going to have some opportunities, hopefully, to prove that he's a game changer. The same with Brock Purdy. Can you make a play when a play needs to be made? Can you make the throw? Can you put the team on your back? Can you change the game? And, I thought that last week would have been an excellent opportunity, although there was so much going on there. But you, as a quarterback, you're going to be defined on how you change the trajectory of the game. And, that's all of them. I don't care who you are.
I think you make a really good point, and I think it's situational, right? I mean, Tua has to be a game manager in some games, but there's going to be some games where he's going to need to elevate his play and elevate the Miami Dolphins to wins. Now,
I think that the difference is, or what sometimes gets lost in this is how different people change the game. So Brady changed the game because in the last 4 to 5 minutes, he was dynamite. Throughout the game, Brady, saved the Randy Moss team. He managed the game. But when it became crunch time, he made the play. And that's what changed him. So, and, Lamar Jackson would be considered a game manager with his legs. He just does it a different way. But he becomes a game changer because he can make those plays in moments. And so that's what it comes down to is can Tua begin to start making those plays in moments. We saw flashes of it. We certainly saw it last year in Baltimore. We saw it this year against San Diego. So now it's, do you consistently change the game and put the game on your back as a quarterback?
And I think you're spot on there. And I think people have kind of fell in love with guys who are these off-platform throwers, like the Patrick Mahomes and the Josh Allen, the guys who can get outside the pocket and make plays with their feet. But I think these guys also develop. They have game manager moments, and then they have game changing moments as well. But it's just the offense and the situation kind of dictates what you need to do in those moments. And those guys do have plays where they elevate their team. Tua needs to have more plays down the stretch where he is elevating the team. And you don't have to necessarily put him on your back every game, but there's going to be some moments throughout the season where you gotta even when the chips are not in your favor, you gotta be able to make a play, right? If you handed lemons, what you gotta do, Doc?
Lemonade.
You gotta make some lemonade, bro.
Like the thing is, the game changer thing looks so different. So from Mahomes, the game changer looks like 3rd and 8 with 1:38 left, and he scrambles out the pocket and finds Tyreek when Tyreek was with him streaking down the field, and that's a game changing moment. And Lamar Jackson, it looks like he breaks the pocket on 3rd and 9 with 30 seconds left, and he runs for 50. And Josh Adams, his game changing moment looks different. And Tua's game changing moment looks like stepping up in the pocket late in the game and finding Tariq. It looks different. What matters is the moment. Can you do what? Can you make a play in the moment?
And that's what it's about, man. Making a play. And like I said, Tua's going to have plenty of opportunities down the stretch to make a play. And we'll determine whether or not he deserves that bag, really. Right now, are you giving Tua the 50 mil, 50, 45? Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think that you have to. So the going rate for a quarterback is 45.
Market value.
Market value is 45. It's the difference to 60. Daniel Jones got 45. Does Tua prove that he deserves 60? Certainly he's better than Daniel Jones. Certainly he's better than a lot of these guys. Ryan Tannehill got 100 and something. So, there's all of these things that the starting quarterback in the NFL in your 5th year gets paid a certain amount of money. But can you take it to the next level? So in my mind, again, knock on wood, Tua stays healthy. The Dolphins, have to sign him back. You have to do that.
Yeah. And this is a topic to touch on briefly. G says, how can McDaniel change the algorithm into his brain? You can't fake confidence on the NFL level. When the pressure is on, he freezes. Do you think that's the case? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, you just have to go by what the film tells you. And in the pressure moments, in some games, he has not made the plays. Again, I go back to games where in the Buffalo game last year when we went toe-to-toe with Buffalo in week, 17 or 18 or whatever that was. So he certainly has had the moxie to do it. It's how consistent can he do it? And then, you put yourself in a situation and make the plays, and then you got to trust that you can make those plays. And I looked at the some of the all 22s of the Tennessee game, and there was some instances where I thought he didn't trust what he saw, and it almost looked like he was scared to make a mistake rather than just pull a trigger in the moment. I'm gonna make the play.
And I think that's very interesting to touch on. I think, and I looked at the all 22 as well. And when you see some of those end zone shots, and you see guys down the field, right, and you see guys running free, it's not necessarily running wide open, but there's enough separation there to make a throw in a tight window, right? And we've seen him make some throws earlier in the game that were just like fantastic. Like the throw to Tyreek on the sideline, the out route there was fantastic. The whole shot to Waddle where you got Waddle hit, it's a great throw. You set your receiver up for a bad hit, but sometimes that's the case. That's the nature of the game sometimes. But being gun shy down the stretch was a thing, and it kind of concerned me. And I don't know if that's because he knows the protection's not there or what. But in those moments, you still have to find a way to step up and make a play. Like going out and not taking a shot down the field on the last play of the game is not acceptable. Like 4th and 2, get the ball out of your hands, if anything. Give your guy a 50-50 shot. Maybe you get pass interference. Maybe you get something. That's just an ugly situation to be in. And he's got to be better in those situations. Just understanding the game of football and what's on the line and what he should be doing in those moments. You can't take a sack.
Rule number one, you can't take a sack. Exactly.
Can't take a sack there.
You can't take a sack. There's no excuse. I don't care if all 12 of them came at you. And you can't take no sack. You can't. You just can't take a sack there. And when you take a sack there, it's on the quarterback.
It is. It is on the quarterback. And T. Rich says, I think he was overthinking the INTs, which is fair, right? But as a quarterback in the NFL, you got to understand that, hey, I'm going to throw INTs. That's a part of the game. That's the nature of the position. And interceptions happen, right? But those interceptions can't keep you from taking the shots, right? Because, I mean, you're not going to make nothing. It's like Michael Jordan playing basketball. He missed a lot more than he made buckets, right? He missed a lot more. But he knew, hey, I still got to take the shots. I'm the best player on the court at all times. I still got to be confident in my ability. And that's how Tua needs to operate. He needs to get out of that scared mentality, take the shots, not worry about the interceptions or the turnovers, and just play football. And I think Mike McDaniel is really good about that with him. You can tell, like, he's comfortable making mistakes. He's just got to be willing to take more chances down the stretch.
Well, I think it's the definition of courage. You go anyway, right? You throw it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you throw it anyway. And even when there's the chance of it being picked off, but the chance at greatness gives you so much more pleasure, right? You lose the game, you lose the game. Hell, you're going to lose it if you don't throw it. So you might as well throw it anyway. So, yeah, but I think that, again, these are things that you can develop. And I think that, the one thing that's for sure is that all of these things gives you muscle memory. It reminds you, it gets you prepared for the next time. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes down the stretch. You know, I thought the team meeting only, with the players only meeting was a great idea, a great way to get the guys locked in, and I think that's going to go a long way.
I think so too, and I think this is a great. Comment. This is from J.R. Black. He says, "Why do we keep holding on to the QB downfall possibilities? We seem to play great with lesser talent at wide receiver. We should question the coach and if he can create without Hill, not if Tua can play without Hill." And I think this is a good topic to touch on because coaching is a thing, and I think this team has been a little bit hindered by having, and I'm not going to say hindered in the sense like, oh, Tyreek Hill is holding the team back, but I think this offense has been handicapped by having a guy like Tyreek Hill on the field at all times. I think we've kind of got more towards force feeding Tyreek Hill than using everything around him and making it easier for him in the offense. And I understand you're in a tough position. He's the most dynamic guy on the football field, so you want to feed him. But when does force feeding him become an issue because you're not really using the entire offense and operating the offense at a high level and using all the pieces there? When is focusing on Tyreek Hill, getting him the ball, becoming too much or becoming a hindrance to the offense? What's your thoughts on that, Doc?
Well, I think that two things can be true at the same time. I certainly think that Mike McDaniel got to do a better job with the play calling and making sure that he's scheming up different people. You saw earlier in that game when it looked to me that we were scheming up Jalen, Waddle. So
he was getting open. Yep.
Yep. So that tells me that it can be done. And then secondly, again, with two things being true, we can't absolve Tua of his part in this. Tua is the one with the football in his hand, and you've been at Alabama when you've had multiple great receivers on the
Yeah.
football field, and you found a way to spread the ball around, and you spread the ball around. Although Waddle was a huge part of it when he just had Matt Hollins and those guys, they got their touches
Hmm.
in those times. So uh, part of it is that Tua got to take some responsibility, and Mike McDaniel got to scheme him up. It's the coach's job to make the player look good, and it's the player's job to make the coach look good. And right
Yeah.
now, neither one of them are doing their part for the other guy.
I think you're spot on, and I think the way to kind of make Tua look better and help him operate at a higher level is just running the ball a little bit more, and maybe forcing these linebackers to come up and play the run a little bit, so he can kind of drop some balls right over their heads in the seams in the middle of the field. He's just not been able to operate in the middle of the field like he's used to, and Tua's really at his best when he can operate over the middle of the field. When teams
Right.
take away the middle of the field, and he's got to throw those out routes and those comebacks, at 10 to 15 yards outside the numbers, those are difficult throws. Those are very difficult throws. But I want you to kind of touch on like playing the receiver position and did you ever have a guy in your room that was like super good and you felt like they almost forced him the ball or they were trying to get him touches? Was it a situation where you felt like they should have used the other guys more, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I've been on both sides of that. When I was at college at Alabama State, I was the guy that was force feeding the ball to. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I wanted the touches. I was the best receiver on our team, and so when you are the guy and you believe in yourself and you believe that you can carry your team and you get open, you expect the football. So there's that with Tyreek, but then at the Oilers we Haywood Jeffries was our guy. He was 100, catch receiver a year, 100 balls he caught a year. But
Yeah.
certainly we had Webster Slaughters. We just talked about. We had Ernest Gibbons. We had Curtis Duncan, and all those guys wanted the ball. And so, uh, in my mind, though, there's enough opportunities for everybody. We throw the ball 25 times a game. You can't throw 25 of them to Tyreek. So, I think proportionately it hasn't been bad. I think the issue has been what the secondary routes look like,
Mm,
what the things that we're doing when we go to the other guys. In my mind, we should be substituting some Waddle for some Tyreek, putting Waddle into that cheap motion and having him go in motion and putting Tyreek, they both have a similar skill set where, Waddle can run Tyreek's routes and Tyreek can run Waddle's route and be just as effective.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's what bothered me about the game too. It's like, man, Tyreek Hill goes out, and it looks like the offense just like can't operate, and it's like no, I mean, no team should ever be in that position where one guy goes off the field, and it's like the operation goes to shit. It's like, man, you should still be able to plug and play a guy
Well, I think I
in
think
the
the
position.
difference is, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I think the
No, you good.
difference is when Waddle and Tyreek are on the field, that speed together is game changing.
Deadly,
When
right?
you take Tyreek off and you put Waddle in his spot, we don't have another guy that can step into the number two spot like Waddle is in that number two spot. Now, that's because Barrios only plays inside, and all of
Yeah,
those things. And but so there's a huge drop off when Tyreek goes on the field from the receiver core. Certainly, still a serviceable core. I'm hoping Claypool starts to get a little action, and I'm hoping some other things start going on that really helps those guys. Because I think if Tyreek is not able to go, it does build some confidence moving forward if other guys could start making some plays.
Yeah, and I think that's what you need at this point. And I don't want Tyreek Hill to be out, but I think not practicing this week could be a good thing for the Miami Dolphins, a good thing for the wide receiver room, because you need some guys to step up and be able to make some plays. And in his absence, you got to figure it out. So whether it's Cedric Wilson Jr., who made some good plays last week, or whether it's Barrios, or whether it's Claypool, or whoever it is, you got to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I think Mike McDaniel is really good at plugging and playing guys. He just needs to. He's got to figure it out. And I got you, Doc. I'm gonna put you down, and then you can come back up.
Bet.
You good? All right. Yeah, but I mean, we're in a position right now where, you got the Jets this week. Go out there, handle business, do what you need to do. It's not always going to be rainbows and bunny rabbits. You're not always going to have all your guys. This is an opportunity for, some other guys to come in. We brought in 2 centers off the street who were sitting on the couch. And, now you got to find a way, right? You got to find a way. You got to plug these guys in. You got to get them prepared and ready to go. You got to shuffle the O-line. Maybe Kendall Lamb is a guard this week. You just never know what you're dealing with. Or maybe Armstead's back. Maybe Hunt's back. We don't know. Still have one on IR. Maybe Brooks gets involved in the offense. But this is one of those weeks where it's like it's go time. Like, no matter who's in the situation, you got to figure it out at this point. You got to figure it out and get it done, right? That's what I've been saying. You just got to get it done. Q says McDaniel is a great designer, but needs work calling games. And I think Mike McDaniel's a good play caller. I just think in moments he has these lapses, right? And those moments typically come in short yardage situations. I don't like his play calling in short yardage situations, and I don't like his play calling within the 5, right? Because I think in those situations you should have some heavier packages. You should go tight end heavy, fullback heavy, get guys in the box, get creative with your tight ends, maybe play action. Have a guy running a pin route where he pins a guy and then gets into the flat. Like, you got plenty of options. There's plenty of other teams who use these same route concepts every week in the red zone area. Mike McDaniel is just choosing to be finesse in the red area, and it's not really paying off. It's not really paying dividends when you're finessing there. You got to find a way to get more physical on short yardage situations. You got to, right? Because you need to be heavy on your hands, right? You need to be heavy on your hands, and your guys need to be playing downhill instead of playing backwards. But yeah. S. Harris says, Q, he overthinks it too much. It's good he has confidence in his scheme and players, but sometimes a simple play is the right play. And I agree with this wholeheartedly. Sometimes a simple play is the right play, and sometimes that simple play is just running up the middle or faking a run to the middle and running outside or something like that. Or running a slant, right? If you want to go 5 wide, go 5 wide, but go towards the quarterback. Don't go away from the quarterback. Don't run a fade to the corner of the end zone. That fade to the corner of the end zone, tough play. Just tough play to hit on, especially when you got a small guy. So that's just a tough situation to be in, man. But yeah, I agree with this wholeheartedly though, right? Great play caller. Sometimes his confidence in Tua is a bit too much. To be completely honest with you, sometimes his confidence in Tua and these goal line areas is a bit too much, bro. Run the ball, right? That's not helping. That's not helping Tua where you're putting him out on a limb and you're making him throw a tough throw, and he's got to be perfect. You got to be perfect on that corner, that fade ball to the end zone. You got to be perfect. that's not putting him in the best situation. You run a slant to the inside or just run the football. And I know you probably don't want to slant because you feel like it could be picked and go to the crib. Okay, if that's the case, that's fine. You don't feel like you want to put that ball out of harm's way, and I'm sure that's his thought process. His thought process is, hey, I don't want to throw anything inside. A linebacker can jump it or a cornerback can jump it, and it could go to the house, right? If that's the case, just run the ball, bro. It's 3 yards. Put a heavy package in. Put Christian Wilkins at fullback. Put Ingo. Let Ingo run the ball, right? He's a big dude. Like, you got a fullback for a reason. Let him tote the rock a little bit and get 1 yard. Force these offensive linemen to be physical in the trenches. When you play that finesse game, it comes back to haunt you. And that's what it's doing with us right now. You've been playing a finesse game all year. You need to get down the stretch. You need to get more physical. You need to get more attitude, and you need to get, hey, we going to do it. T-Rich, man, you sounding like a real Tua-neer, man. You sounding like a Alabama fan. He said, "No, in Tua we trust." New Attitude says, put Christian Wilkins in the goal line plays and run behind him. You know, Christian Wilkins loves that. He loves it. He loves going in there and banging on people. He's a big dude. Put him at fullback. Let Ingo run it. Get Ingo to rock. Let him get downhill. That fullback 1 yard is unstoppable. It's unstoppable. You should be using it. As Harris says, the slant to Parker and Gesicki used to be money. It used to be money all the time. And honestly, Cedric Wilson caught a slant this year that was money. He's good at it. Bro, give him the rock. He's a big body, rangy guy. He can go up and get the ball. You can throw it high. You can throw it ahead of him. He's going to box the guy off. Come on, man. There's plenty of opportunities. Plenty of opportunities there. S. Harris says, Titans chewed us up doing simple digs and RBs doing drags. Yeah. Just underneath stuff. Giving Will Levis the easy stuff. Easy completions. Putting guys right in his face and giving them opportunity to make plays. Crazy Dolphin says, Jeff Wilson Jr., hey, where is he? He been ghost. Like, why are we not running him? Is he hurt? Like, we got to put some of these guys in who are hungry and who want to run the rock. Like, especially in these goal line situations. You got A-Chain nicked. You got Mostert nicked. Give these guys the rock. Feed these dudes. Let them run the ball. He says, "Nah, I'm kidding. Run the ball. Yeah, you need to be running the ball. You know, Tua is at his best when he has a run game. That's always been the case. Tua has not been the guy who can just go out there and throw it 40 to 50 times a game and win you a game. That's just not him. That's just not his ability, right? That's not how Tua wins games. That's not how he gets down. Tom the Don says, can't judge Tua when most of the O-line injuries. I understand next man up, but not when it's fourth, fifth, sixth man up. Yeah, I know, I understand, but hey, you still have to find a way, Tua, even when you're down to your fifth and sixth offensive lineman, right? You got to know, hey, you got to go to your coach, bro. Tell him what's working, what he thinks will work best. Like, I don't want to hear the excuses. Y'all got to find a way. Y'all been together for 2 years. You down to your fifth and sixth offensive lineman, so be it. Where's your quick game at? Run the stuff underneath. Slants, comebacks, hitches, in routes, out routes, like speed outs. You got a bunch of different options. Like, the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel got to get more creative on this offense. Where are the jet sweeps at? Where are the end arounds? Like, I've seen him do it. Where's the trick play at? Can we run a trick play? Like, that's the thing. I just don't see a lot of creativity. It's just a lot of guys running down the field. If nobody's open, we got to eat it or take a sack. No. Where is the underneath stuff? Where is the outlets? Where is giving to the checkdowns? I've seen the checkdowns. They're there, right? And And there's some plays I watched on film where it's just like, man, Tua is making the wrong decision or looking the wrong way. So we got to be better in those instances for sure. We got to be better. This has to be run heavy game on many levels. I agree. You got to set the tone offensively, go out there, pound the rock at them, and get after it, right? I mean, you at the crib, you playing 1 o'clock on a Sunday, get it going. Use the weather to your advantage. They're not used to playing in this in December. Get after it. Von Joe says, true power play, hat on hat, go Wildcat with Mostert. Yeah, I like it. You have the options to do plenty of things. And we need to be more hat on the hat. We need to be more physical in the trenches. You got to be there. You got to be there, especially when it comes down to stretch in games like this. Down our stretch, we got a lot of home games, but sometimes you're dealing with weather. Sometimes you're dealing with snow, sleet, rain. You got to be able to run the football. And when you go into playoffs, it's going to be the same thing, especially if you're on the road. So you got to get ready to run the rock. Chase Claypool's got to get going. Defense. We got to talk a little defense, man. Defense let us down last game. They let D-Hop get off. Vic Fangio said he doesn't regret not blitzing. I don't agree there. You got to put some pressure on a rookie, bro. Like, put some pressure on a rookie, take D-Hop away. And that's what we should have been doing. I think Fangio kind of outsmarts himself sometimes too. It's like, bro, come on, like we gotta use our talent. Jalen Ramsey, put him X-Man, put them dudes on these corners, give them some help over the top, force these dudes to play, bump and run them, right? You got safety help over the top. You're not gonna give up nothing big. Just force him to make good plays, right? Will Levis is not the type of quarterback you want eating you up in his own offense, in his own defense. Bro, get up on these dudes and play. Play. You got to play them, right? You can't make it easy on them. Stop making it easy on them. Tom the Don says, inside the 10, even 15, agree, 3 downs, run. Yes, or run, pass, run. Like, figure it out, right? Q says, Jets will expect run heavy, hope McDaniel play psychology, just run. Right, bro. And in the game, in the box, it's a numbers game. All you're doing is counting to see if you got enough guys in there. If you got enough guys in the box, to get those guys blocked off, then you're fine, right? All it is a matter of counting. We usually have the advantage in the box. We got fullbacks we're using. We got tight ends we're using. The tight ends got to be better blocking. The Julian Hill and Smythe, they got to be better in the trenches. And I think that's what's hindered us a little bit is that those guys haven't been blocking to the best of their abilities. We need to be more physical there on the edges. These defensive ends can wreck plays. They're play wreckers, right? So we got to be able to set the edge and get outside and flank and run these outside zones and then come back to an inside zone and use a gap scheme play, a counter or a power to get some guys off balance. I think that'd be the right way to approach it, man. Duke Tomlin says defense gave up 15 points in the last 4 minutes. Prevent defense. Is Fangio to blame as well? Yeah, for sure. Fangio's to blame. Fangio's gonna catch that heat for what the defense just got picked apart in the last 4 minutes of the game. Inexcusable for a defense that talented. You really only had a couple guys on the field, their running back, and then D-Hop making plays. You got to find a way to shut that shit down. You do. As Harris says, that cheesy play action pass to Ingold works for 8 to 15 every time. Run that ish for A-Chain or Mostert, and it's easy touchdown in the red zone. Easy. Coming across the formation, right? You play action on one side, come back across the formation, A-Chain or Mostert or Ingold right there. Dump it to them. They're running in the flat. It's easy. but you gotta be running the ball efficiently in order for that play to work, guys. You gotta be running the ball efficiently in order for that play to work. So that's the thing there. Ronnie N, what's good with you? Ronnie N, shout out to you coming through, showing love. Hey, appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. S. Harris says it's gonna be ugly out Sunday in New York. Gonna have to run. Oh, we in Miami though. We in Miami, Trick. We in Miami with it, man. Nick Banghart, what's good? What's going on with you? Would be nice to finally see a fade route to a tall guy like Mapletron than Hill. Okay. Honestly, we should be going to Cedric Wilson or Claypool on them damn fade routes. I'm not sure why we're throwing them to Tyreek Hill. It doesn't make sense. S. Harris says you have to pressure in 2-minute offense, unacceptable fantasy. Yeah, every now and then. Run something at him, bro. You can't just be like sitting back getting picked apart. Yeah, you can't do that. That's not the way to go. Ronnie N says I can't bring myself to blame the defense 90% of the game. They kept us in the game. Everyone getting on the defense for the last 2 drives. What about the offense? The last 2 drives for the offense were bad. They were poor. I think it was 3 drives actually. They got to find a way to operate and stay on the field. That comes with being able to run the ball and being able to do it efficiently. I think both units are to blame. I think in a game like that, when you up 2 scores, offense, you got to put some points up, continue to put points up. Defense, you got to continue to get stops because it's not over at that point, right? You can't forget that. So the offense was bad on Sunday. They looked suspect. Q says, hope God turns up the heat someday. I hope he does. I hope it's hot down there. I know we got some rain in the forecast tomorrow, but I hope Sunday that sun comes out and start beating on them boys. Start beating on them. But yeah, I got Doc back in, and we'll probably go for like another 15 to 20 minutes. Doc, what's good with you?
It's good, bro. You know that husband duty call, so I had to step away.
Yeah. What you expecting Sunday, Doc, versus the Jets, man?
I 100% expect effort. You know, you had your teams meeting, their players only, and I expect that they're going to come out, you know, with a chip on their shoulder. You know, the elements may play a part in this game. I know that they're saying it's going to be raining. Maybe, you know, by then the rain is, you know, passed through. But I expect the guys to just come out and play and start making some plays. And there's no reason why we should not win this football game. You're at home. You just lost a tough one that everybody knows you should have won. So no matter what it looks like and how you get it done, the mark of a good football team is bouncing back and getting the dub. For
sure. And bouncing back and getting a dub, like you said, they had a players meeting, players only meeting to discuss what went down, discuss how they need to move forward, and you know, the effort and the smart, the intelligence has got to be there. The intelligence has got to be there. So you can't go out there and, you know, throw your helmet and do dumb things like that and expect to win a football game. That's just being selfish, first of all. You can't be selfish. You got to go out there and play for your team and just, like, do what you're supposed to do, man. Like, these guys are smarter than this. And I think after watching the film, I'm sure Mike McDaniel pointed out certain instances in the game that cost them the game, right? And they realized that all of that little stuff, the attention to detail that they didn't have throughout that game and making bad plays ended up, you know, leading to that happening. So I think they'll be ready to go Sunday. It's a great learning experience for those guys. It really is, man.
Tua has always been a bounce back player, whether it's bouncing back from throwing an interception or bouncing back from you know, having a bad game. So I think that he's going to bounce back and have a good game. And then I certainly expect our defense to show up. I think one of the things that's not talked talked about enough is, we dog Baker out, but look like we missed that boy a little bit.
So and I agree with that somewhat. I agree with that somewhat. I mean, but we stopped the run. Like we shut Henry down, right? But I could see in the pass game for sure, where Baker can kind of sit back in some of those zones and cause a little bit more ruckus and make it a little bit more difficult on the quarterback.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we'll
And I
see,
think
man.
it's really just I really just think it's from a continuity. It's just from a continuity perspective. When you have all of those guys out, it's just gonna affect you. It's just gonna do that. So, but I think somebody else said before, with all of them linemen and all of them players out, yep, and it's December and you better find a way to damn win the football game because don't nobody care about your issue.
That's what I said, bro. Don't tell me about the labor pains. Hey, show me the damn baby because I don't care about all this stuff you got going on. I understand. It's a tough situation to be in the NFL when you're down to 4th and 5th offensive lineman. But that's why you have money and salary caps and all this other stuff. You got to go get guys. You got to go get a guy, like point blank. Period.
Hey,
you got to get him ready to play in a week because he got to strap up and go. So
don't nobody
so
want to hear. Don't nobody want to hear Kansas City receivers suck. Don't nobody don't care about that. But now they supposed to care about our offensive line problems.
Nah, yeah, nobody caring about that. Nobody's caring about that. Let's do some score predictions, Doc. What's your score prediction for the game, and what's your thoughts on what do we need to do to win the game, offensively and defensively? Let's do that. So, what we need to do to win offensively and defensively, and then your score prediction for the game.
Well, I'm hoping that Mike McDaniel continues to mature, and I think his maturity will come from running the ball because we're running the ball enough. It's just situationally, I don't think we're doing a good job of running it. So hopefully he gets better going on and the ball in those situations where we need to take some time.
You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit, Doc.
Hold on, yeah.
Yeah.
Running the ball. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I think I got you now. Yep. Go ahead.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I got you now. Yep.
Yeah. So run the ball, and then Vic Fangio he goes back to his roots of he just want to sit in those zones, and we are a pressure football team that gets pressure a lot of different ways, and so hopefully he continues to learn that. But ultimately, I think we win 27-10.
I like it. 27-10. That's big time. So yeah, I think ultimately it comes down to just bouncing back, still being able to run the football, even though you got a makeshift offensive line, still being able to execute what you execute, integrating these guys into the offensive line, finding a way to win despite Tyreek maybe not being on the field, right? Because he may not be there, right? So finding some other guys to make some plays. Tua being able to operate. Mike McDaniel's talks about Tua Tagovailoa being that point guard. He's got to go out there and be that point guard, be able to direct guys in the right direction, get them the ball, get into the checks, hit the hot routes, get out of bad situation and put yourselves into better situations. I feel like that's a part of Tua developing into the guy he needs to be as well, because maybe he does need more freedom at the line of scrimmage to kind of adjust some things. Is that something we see down the line? That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Mike McDaniel give him a little bit more leeway to get into some better situations. It seems like right now he's just running whatever Mike McDaniel is calling. And then sometimes he'll adjust some routes here or there, because even Tyreek Hill said it. We came up to the line, saw a certain look, and Tua told me to run this because it was a better situation. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Tua putting us in a position to run the ball where we need to be running the ball, right? And I think we'll be fine. The defense, this defense is too talented not to be taking more away. We should be taking, like in the Washington game, we took away McLaurin. We took away Scary Terry. He had 0 catches. We should be doing that more often. And I'm not saying 0 catches, but we should be limiting teams' best receivers because we have some really good corners on this football team. So we got to find a way to limit those guys. And I think the Dolphins pull off a win. I think it's more of like a 30-13 type win, and we get out of there with a dub this week for sure.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Hey, but I appreciate everybody coming through. Again, Doc, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you having you, bro. It's all love. Doc, they can follow you on Twitter too, right?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, but more importantly, hit that like, that subscribe, drop my man a Patreon, drop him a few dollars in that Cash App, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Doc. It's all love, bro. Appreciate you coming through. I'll probably do something tomorrow too and crank up. So feel free to come through. You know you always get the link, bro. Always.
Bet, bro. You guys take care. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Doc for coming through, man. I appreciate everybody coming through and supporting me. I've been live for an hour here. I was live for an hour in the other channel. So on these nights where I do the round table and do my channel, I'm going to start doing this regularly. I won't be having longer shows, but catch me on the round table, then catch me here. And we'll have some fun, man. It's all in fun. It's all in loving on the Miami Dolphins and loving our team and loving our franchise. I appreciate the homie Q says great show, fins up. Appreciate you, homie. Definitely happy holidays to everyone. Love on your family during these holiday times. Spend time with them. Enjoy it because don't take it for granted. Everybody doesn't get these opportunities, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. Your boy Fence Tate with CB83, and I'm out. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the gang. I told them this ain't a game.
Hey, you know we can't let you go without that Tua Leroy, but I still got confidence in my dog. He's still going to get it done. Let's go. Let's crank it. You already know what time it is, man.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only Max?
I am.
Oh, God damn. Let me go, motherfucker. Let me go.
The homie Oos Leroy, Tua Leroy. You already know what time it is, man. Y'all know how we coming. Y'all know how we get down. Hey, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hey, can the Miami Dolphins go out and get a big dub on Sunday?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm out. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey.